Hello everyone, welcome to Knowledge India once again. In today's session, we are going to talk to Vishal Bharad. I've invited him to our channel because I wanted to know some of his experience. He is doing some great work in the ethical hacking field, and I thought that probably it would be good for all of you to know and understand that how did he get started and what all he has done. He recently won some big bounty prizes, so we'll talk about that as well. Welcome, Vishal. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, doing well. Thanks. So let's start, Vishal, by doing a quick introduction about you.
Okay.
Where are you? Where are you currently located? Where do you work?
Okay.
Things like that.
Mm, uh, First of all, my name is Vishal Bharad. I'm from proper from Aurangabad.
Mhm.
I'm located at the Pune, Aund, and I currently work for the Persistent Systems as a security researcher.
Oh, okay, good. How
Yes.
much is your overall years of experience?
My overall years of experience is 3 years.
Okay, good,
Yes.
good. And what about your studies? Like, what did you do? Did you do BTech,
Uh,
MCA? What did you do?
yes, yes, I do. I did mechanic BE, Bachelor of Engineering in the mechanical field,
Mhm.
and then I studied for the ethical hacking.
Oh, okay. So you did. I mean, you do not come from CS or IT
Yes,
background.
or IT. Yes,
Wow.
I'm a mechanical engineer.
Okay, good. So, okay, let's talk about this exciting thing first. So,
Okay.
you came from mechanical engineering background, and then you learned ethical hacking, and then you
Yes,
won some great prizes. What is the biggest amount which you have won in one time?
$9,500.
How much would that be in Indian rupees? Around
7 lakh,
7 lakh
7 lakh.
something in one shot.
Yes, yes,
Wow. Did they give you the complete amount?
yes.
Okay, and I mean, is it okay to discuss that from which organization you got that?
No, no, no.
Oh,
This is the private company. I can disclose the name.
oh, okay. Name you cannot talk. Okay,
Yes.
that's fine. But when did this happen? Like, in which month
Uh,
or
like
year?
like 1 month ago.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Yes.
So, okay. So, tell us that how does this thing work? So, okay, without taking name of a company, how does this thing work? So, is it that you are just in your free time, you are looking at different websites, you find an error and you go and tell them? Is it that way? How
Yes.
does it work?
Yes, yes. Actually, the thing is that there is a website. See, there is a website and there is a responsible disclosure. Like
Mhm.
they fix the amount for the bugs. Right, for the remote code execution, you got up to $15,000. Then you found the account takeover, authorization bypass. There are some there are some valid bugs like server side request forgery.
Oh, okay.
If and They created the like one fixed amount for the each bug. If you
Okay. So, what I'm trying to understand here is that is it that all the big websites will have these things listed somewhere that if you find this type of issue, you will be paid this much?
Yes, no, actually, there is some errors.
Mhm.
Like their developer their developer has missing to patch that type of errors.
Right. Okay. Okay.
That we need to find out what is the missing in the websites. Like
Okay.
this is called as the bug. Like I found I am able to access their server,
Mm-hmm.
their machine. Yes.
Okay. So let's not take the name of the company as you said, but then can you talk about like just in the technical terms what that bug was for which you won such a big
Yes, yes,
amount?
yes. There is a remote code execution bug, which is on the SQL reporting server, which is
Okay.
on the SQL reporting server, which is on the Windows platform.
Okay.
So, which in this they have one of the researcher or one of the discoverer uh, who discovered this bug in I think February 2020 on the this reported reporting services on the
Hmm.
Windows platform. So
Oh.
uh, their developer has missing their developer has missed this to the patch.
Oh, so okay. So what we are saying is somebody discovered this problem in February
Yes, in
2020,
Feb-
but even
which
after
is
that,
same,
sorry, go ahead.
which is CVE 2020-0618. This is the
Okay.
CVE number.
Oh, okay. But even after that, this company and was using SQL Server reporting services. You said, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So they were
Reporting
using that,
services.
but they have not fixed it. And because now
Yes,
this is a recent bug, there are good chances that many people wouldn't have fixed it.
we don't have
You are you,
checked.
you are able
Yes,
to go and search that one.
yes,
Okay, that's nice. So okay, so
yes,
let's talk about this, Vishal. So you said you have 3 years of experience. You come
yes.
from mechanical engineering background. Uh, if you could brief that, how did you start your journey towards learning, computers? Of course, that's one thing, but then what steps you took so that you could get into this, ethical hacking side of things? What did you do?
Okay. First of all, I completed my mechanical engineering, but regularly or meanwhile, in the past, I also attend some workshops and seminar related to the ethical hacking.
Mhm,
Then I join for the online courses.
mm,
I buy some bunch of courses which is free or which is in low cost on Udemy, Cybrary.
mhm,
Then when I completed my mechanical engineering, then I look out for the first I look out for the jobs, like there are job available or not in the cyber security.
mhm,
So there are available, but certifications are preferred, like
mm,
CEH, OSCP, then red teaming certifications. These are preferred. Then I choose to complete the certified ethical hacking
mm,
course, which
mhm.
is preferred for the job.
Okay. How like
Yes,
so I mean you did that course and you also passed certification related to that?
yes. I am
Okay.
also passed a certification related to that.
Hmm.
Hmm, then I'm going to then I'm looking for the blogs, like
Hmm.
which is available on the Medium.
Hmm.
Then HackerOne reports.
Hmm.
HackerOne is the bug bounty platform.
Hmm.
You got their various of reports, like remote code execution, account records, all which have recently discovered by the researchers.
Hmm. Okay. So okay, here is the thing. So uh like you passed out of college, and did you get your first job itself in the security or ethical hacking type of field, or your first job was something else in some other field?
Yes, my first job is some other field, like design engineer
Okay.
in the mechanical field.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so I worked there 3 months,
Hmm.
3 to 4 months.
Hmm.
Then I choose to doing some bug bounty courses,
Mhm.
which are available. Yes, which are available in the online applications like Udemy, Hackersera app. Hunter 2.0 is the best course.
Okay.
Like you got 70 to 80 vulnerabilities in that course.
Hmm.
This is the best platform to learn. Then there
Okay.
is some courses on the Udemy
Hmm.
uh, for like web application penetration testing, network
Hmm.
penetration testing. Uh, 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 these all are available at the Udemy.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just for information of everyone, I will leave all the good courses which Vishal is talking about. I'll leave the links of those in the description. Those of you who are looking forward to learn, this field, you can go ahead and get started. So Vishal, can you talk about uh, like how much time did you take to like learn and like get ready before
Actually,
you started appearing for job interviews in this field?
yes. Actually, in the past, I completed the bug bounty courses and ethical hacking courses
Hmm.
uh, when I was in Polytechnic diploma.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I have a lot more interest in the ethical hacking field, like watching movies on hacking.
Hmm.
Like you can do anything in the one click.
Okay.
That that only shows in the movies, but in the real world, but in the real world, the ethical hacking is uh,
It's not like you
hard.
just sit here and
Yes,
do
yes,
like this few clicks. All right.
yes. Like few clicks and you can do anything.
Hmm.
It's not like that.
Right. So
Yeah.
okay. My question there was like, let's say, can you suggest somebody who is like, let's say, coming out of college or is fresh in the final year, and person wants to, learn this particular field, in
Yes.
this particular field, if he wants to learn, typically, on for an average person as well, how much time if person spends, he would be in a position that at least he can start, going for jobs in this field.
Actually, if he has a passionate about the cyber security field,
Hmm.
and this he dedicated in this field up to 12 hours,
Hmm.
so definitely within the 6 months.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yes,
So people, those who are watching, you can do the calculation. If you are doing 12 hours, if you are putting 12 hours, then in 6 months you
yes,
can be in shape. And I guess people who are really passionate, during their college, I don't think it should be very difficult to put that. All of us used to spend time. Okay. I mean, I'm not
yes,
saying that maybe all the years of our engineering, but surely while we come towards the
well,
final year, we start spending more time, right? So,
yes.
that was some good information. So, like, how many certifications you have currently? What all certifications you have currently?
Currently, I have only one certification, the certified ethical hacking.
Okay. But you're
Yes.
talking about something else also which you did. Is it like it has expired, or is it like
No,
that?
no, yeah, no, no. This is online certifications, which is free on Udemy or Cybrary,
Oh, okay.
like that.
Those
Yes,
type. Whereas the certified ethical hacking one, it is from a particular organization, is it?
yes. It is the particular organizations from the Pune.
What is that organization? I mean, is it, what I'm trying to understand, is it a is it like a central international organization, or it is some
No, no. It's a
organization in?
it's a private organization actually.
Okay. So if somebody is getting into this field, um, are there certifications which are of international fame or recognized internationally, which people can go for?
Yes, 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 yes. There are so many certifications like this. Like certified ethical hacking is the international globally certified certification.
So,
Then
but which
people
organization? Which organization?
EC Council.
Okay. So the one which
Yes,
you have is that one?
it is from the yes, yes, EC Council.
Ah, okay, right. Okay, I get that now. So, okay.
Yes,
So, tell us some more incidents. So, like this one was a big one which you got, right? So,
yes, yes,
how do you kind of like manage this thing? So, for example, of course, you are working in an organization where
yes.
you are spending 8 hours, 10 hours every day. Uh, how do you work after that, and how do you spend your time that you are
Actually,
able to find out all of those things?
actually, I after the job and the weekends,
Hmm.
I spend time on the bug bounty hunting.
Hmm.
If I got any website or the any private program or various people's DM me on the LinkedIn uh, to work for to penetrate their websites, like they pay like bug bounties, or they pay like they fixed payment like 1 week or
Hmm.
the 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
okay.
so when we go for the testings or the research on the any websites, so we have to try all the possible vulnerabilities, like
Correct.
150 or more than 150 vulnerabilities are present.
Hmm.
So we need to try all the possible vulnerabilities that should be found in the website, that
Okay.
particular website.
So let's say if somebody gets into this particular field, of course, does their study and the
Yes,
certification, person might go and join a job as well. And but in addition to that, there are a lot of opportunities where people can go and look at these programs and try and
yes,
find out bugs. So let's say if somebody is starting new, is there a central place? You I remember you talked about hacker one. So is that the place where the person can learn, or person can actually get some work from there? What is it?
yes. Actually, HackerOne Bug Crowd is the bug bounty platform.
Okay.
Uh, there are various thousands of websites are present.
Hmm.
We need to choose the one target, then
Okay.
hunt on it, then submit the report on the HackerOne. If the report got valid, uh, they pay uh, they pay they pay us to the uh, if you got the remote code execution, you got the $15,000, up to $15,000. Yeah, you got
Okay.
any low vulnerability, you got $100 or $200, something like that.
So is it like this hacker one website that acts like this, like a broker? So it will make some commission and pay you, and of
Yes, yes,
course.
something like that. Something
Okay,
like that.
I understand. So is it if I mean, based on my reading, I understand that many of the times it is also possible that you can directly report to the website. For example, we have read news that many of the times people find some bug in Facebook and they are able to
Yes,
report them directly. So that's
yes.
that's the path which is like direct, and you do not go to hacker one, rather you directly talk to the.
Mm, no, no. Actually, these websites are their customers, HackerOne's customers,
Okay.
and in the on the HackerOne, there are lots of researchers are present.
Hmm.
They can hunt. They can hunt on the particular program and
Hmm.
hunt on the that particular program and close the all critical or high level vulnerabilities
Uh,
which will be available on the website.
right. No, no, but probably I did not get the answer for that one. My question was that for an independent person like you, is it possible that you can go and search for vulnerabilities on
Yes, yes,
websites like Facebook and Google and report to them directly as well?
yes, yes. Actually, so, there are some private websites like you need to search on Google
Hmm.
only the responsible disclosure policy.
Oh, okay. What is that? Can
Responsible.
you explain in simple
Yes,
terms
yes.
for
Actually,
viewers?
this is the policy of the website. There is the scope is present, out of scope is present. Then rewards is present. How much you get how much you get the reward. Then you cannot disclose the bug
Okay,
after its patch. You can disclose it.
okay. So the
That
the
depend that depends on the company.
right. So the one which you found some time back, which you were telling around, nine
Yes,
thousand
yes,
five hundred dollars,
yes,
that
yes.
is not patched yet.
No, no, and this is the private company, so
Uh,
they did not allow to disclose the vulnerabilities.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, tell us maybe few other are there any which you can talk about which are already closed and you can talk about them maybe for our
Yes, yes,
viewers?
yes, yes. There are so many vulnerabilities like Webhook, SSRF
Hmm.
in the AWS hosting websites.
Okay, what is that? Can
Yes,
you can you like
like
explain in simple terms for our guys?
yes, yes, yes. Like there is a website which is hosted on the AWS,
Hmm.
and in the AWS, there are EC2 instance user are present,
Hmm.
and they have their secret key, then private key, secret key, like
Access
that.
key and secret key, you mean?
Access key and secret key, yes.
Hmm.
Access key and secret keys. Then external website can able to fetch that data externally on that
Oh,
particular website
okay.
for the
So
particular user.
Oh, okay. So I mean, this is more around when people actually put their access key and secret key on a machine, which is
On
of course
machine.
not the best way. We should ideally do it via IAM role, but
Yes, yes,
many of the times people do that who are not reading properly and just going to cloud. I guess that type of thing happens.
yes, yes, yes.
right? So
like misconfiguration.
yeah, right, okay. So uh, would would you be able to tell some incidents or something which you have faced recently? Nowadays everybody is moving to cloud, right? That's
Yes.
nearly every organization is talking about that. So can you talk about some incidents which you would have faced or which you have seen, which were maybe quite funny or maybe alarming, let's say, related to cloud or anything related to cloud security? Any perspectives, any incidents which you would like to?
Yes, like there is one private company, like they store their users data in the cloud S3 bucket.
Mhm.
So I dig for the S3 bucket. What is that, and how can I able to access this S3 bucket without any authentication?
Okay.
So I get the one command like AWS CLI.
Mhm.
You need to download in the Kali Linux. The Kali
Mhm.
Linux is particular for the hacking tool, operating system for the hackers.
Okay.
Yes, so you can download this AWS CLI tool in the Kali Linux tool, Kali Linux operating system, and just put the command AWS S3 LS means the list of the name or directories found in the bucket, and
Mhm.
ES3 colon slash slash S3 bucket name.
Mhm.
If the bucket should, if bucket is misconfigured, then you will get all the user data, all the directories, all the private data of the that particular companies customers.
Okay. I mean, I'm a bit I'm a bit confused on that though, because unless until, I mean, one part I understand that things might be public, but unless until you specify, I mean, unless until you have permission and you configure a valid access key and secret key, I don't think you can
No,
access.
no, 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 no. There is no valid key and secret key. Just I just put the S3 bucket name in the command, and it shows the all the directories and like email IDs and password related to their users.
So is
Like,
it that? Hmm,
is it simply like the recent breach of the BMAP, which is
okay.
like 70 billion data leaked, which is also on the S3 bucket misconfiguration.
So is it that the company which you are talking about, that company had kept that S3 bucket as public access, like accessible to
Yes, yes.
everyone?
Actually, sometimes this public S3 buckets are accessible for publicly, like only for the images, like profile pictures or any images. Like there is no sensitive data is present,
Hmm.
but something is misconfigured in this S3 buckets that we can able to access with the CLI.
Right. Now, okay. Now I get that idea. So that can, I mean, that could be possible only if the person has made the S3 bucket public, and that is done by S3 bucket policy. That's the
Oh,
only time when, when you can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, by default, actually on AWS, when we create an S3 bucket, it is not public by default, and
yes, yes, it's not
the
public
data
domain.
is really secure. But then what you're saying is right. A lot of people have actually done that and lost their data to
Data.
hackers or other people. uh, AWS actually introduced a flag for this sometime back in the AWS console, so that people can actually see that your bucket is becoming public, and people can go ahead and take some action, but many
No,
people still do not you know
yes.
do anything there.
That's why data breaches happens.
Yeah, right. Great. So that was some nice information. So as we discussed already, I'm going to put all the relevant links which Vishal was talking about, in case you are looking at getting started on this certified ethical hacking path. You can go through those courses. I'll also put the LinkedIn URL of for Vishal in the description. So Vishal, do you watch our channel for any of the cloud videos?
Yes, yes. I watched your channel. Like I watched the AWS training series
Mhm.
for the my understanding, like how AWS S3 buckets and EC2 instances are works.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yes.
Is there any particular video which you have liked the most?
Like AWS series, all videos.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right. Most of our videos are there on AWS. That is nice.
Yes.
So, anything else which you would like to suggest our guys, especially the people who are coming out of college? Any suggestion which you would like to give them?
Yes. Yes. Suggestion like you have to explore yourself.
Hmm.
Nobody is help you out. Like if you ask for the for the high paid bug for the any researcher, they do not told us for like how to get how to find that particular bug. So you
Ah,
have to explore yourself, go watch the videos, then read some blogs, read the HackerOne reports which
hmm,
is available on the HackerOne activity. This is very
right,
very useful for the newcomers.
right. Really good, really good. So that was really nice. And I mean, looking at the job scenario, Vishal, is it safe to say that with the whole change which is happening currently, there is a lot of demand of people which are of your profile, let's say certified ethical hackers. There is a lot of demand. Is it okay to say that?
Yes, yes, yes. There is a lot of demand for the cybersecurity and the researchers.
Okay, great.
Yes,
Nice. So that is really good. All right. Fine then. I think we will go ahead and close the session there. This was really nice talking to you, Vishal, and I'm sure our guys, those who watch this video, they'll get benefited from this. As I said, I'm gonna leave the coordinates of Vishal in the description, so feel free to get in touch with Vishal. I'm sure you can get some help. Also, I was discussing with Vishal, and he was saying that he's gonna write. Uh, Probably a post in his LinkedIn profile where
yes,
he's going to describe some of things. So once he has done that, I will put that in the description as well. Okay.
yes.
All right. Thank you, Vishal, and thank you, everyone. We will catch up again.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank you, Mike.
This channel teaches you AWS and Azure in really easy and practical manner. There are a lot of demonstration videos already on the channel. As you can see, a lot of professionals got benefited from our videos and you can read about them here. So if you are new, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon.